What if you had a time machine and you could go into the future past the 2021 season and look at my rankings? We're going to get in the time machine and skip 2021 and look at the top 5 wide receivers. But before I do that, I will give you my 2021 wide receiver rankings. I'll talk about it from a redraft and a dynasty perspective heading into 2021. But then we step into the time machine and we go to 2022 and see what's cooking.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show. I'm Smitty. Take a lap.
Okay, so if we're walking into 2021, my wide receiver rankings are going to be as follows. Davante Adams will rank in as my number 1 wide receiver. Dynasty redraft doesn't matter. He is the 1.1 when it comes to wide receiver only. Then Tyreek Hill, Dynasty redraft heading into 2021. Whether you're in a yearly league, a dynasty league, Tyreek Hill is my number 2. These don't change. This is the same across every format heading into 2021. We aren't getting in the time machine yet. When we do get in the time machine, it will be interesting to see if these two guys move at all. Okay, so who is number 3? You could make an argument, redraft dynasty doesn't matter, that Jefferson could go here. AJ Brown could go here. Diggs could go here. Hopkins, Metcalf, Ridley. You can't call anybody's rankings off base if they had any one of those guys. Even Mike Thomas at number 3. I think number 3 being Mike Thomas, you get the most pushback, and I'm actually not going in that direction. So who's my number 3 walking into 2021 redraft and dynasty? I think if it's redraft, I might lean this way, but if it's going to be dynasty, I feel like DK, Ridley, and Diggs need to be ranked safely in that top 5. But man, consideration for Hopkins anywhere right here, consideration for Jefferson anywhere in this range, and then AJ Brown is like right there on the verge. Mike Thomas I'm leaving out because there are so many unknowns with Mike Thomas right now. Will Winston be his quarterback? Will Taysom Hill be his quarterback? We knew he was playing hurt in 2021. We were kind of waiting for the season to conclude, to be honest, to hear him finally say, okay, this is what's been going on, because there's been no explanation for why he dropped off. Even when he's in the game, he's not catching passes. He doesn't look the same. He's not commanding the respect of his teammates around him. But there's a lot of concern heading into 2021. Will all that be resolved? Will he be completely healthy? Apparently he needs a couple surgeries, or at least one surgery for some ligament issues. I just don't know how I could rank him ahead of any one of these guys heading into 2021. From AJ Brown, from Hopkins, from Diggs to Justin Jefferson to Calvin Ridley. I just can't say to myself that he's safer by any means on any level than these guys. It comes down to the other players, not so much coming down to Mike Thomas. So it's not that I hate Mike Thomas. It's not that I don't think he can bounce back. I'm not calling him a total bust in 2021. In fact, I think he's a value grab when he falls into the late 2nd round. And we've mock drafted a lot, and he's been falling to about the top of the 3rd round, or at least to like pick 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. A wide range of picks he's been falling to. That's pretty good value. That package is in a lot of risk, considering Mike Thomas does have the potential to be a 1 to 3 wide receiver. He does when he's healthy, when he's getting the football. Finding a talent like that at the bottom of the 2nd round, sometimes at 3.1, is an absolute steal. So don't twist up what I'm saying. I like Mike Thomas a lot given the new value, the newfound value that he has. But when it comes to ranking him or drafting him, these wide receivers, it's more about how good they are, how secure they feel, not about how much I don't like Mike Thomas. So you've got my sense of 2021. I love Justin Jefferson a lot. I'm trying to rank him as safe as I can. I love AJ Brown a lot, trying to get him as late as I can. Diggs, people get mad when you don't have him in the top 3. Some people leave him out of the top 5 overall. Very debatable whether you're ranking him 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think anybody's off base by having a different variation of these guys. These are all elite players. Let's be real. Every single one of these guys could be the number 1 wide receiver in 2021 at the end of the season. When we look at it and we're like, who finished one? Oh my God, it's Diggs, it's AJ Brown, it's Jefferson, it's Metcalf, Hill. Every player on here has that potential. So let's tone down and dial back the shock that you have, because you don't have your guy ranked in the top 5 here. They're all elite talents, man. Okay, we're in the time machine. We're traveling to 2022. 2021's in the rear view. We're not even worried about 2021. 2021 was a great year. The birds were chirping. Toilet paper was plentiful. What's COVID?
Oh yeah, that thing that happened, what was that, 2 years ago?
It's all great. Everything's gravy. The world is good. And who's number one? Who is the top wide receiver in this wonderful world of 2022? I'm going to go bold. Let's get some music here. I'm going to go bold. So buckle up. And I'm going to say that Justin Jefferson is the wide receiver 1 in fantasy football in 2022 and beyond. He blows up in 2021, has a top 3 wide receiver season, and we're like,
how did we not
rank him
higher?
Even though we had him in the second round in 2021 drafts, people overlooked him still. And he played even better than that. Now, don't go drafting if you're watching this from the past. Let's say you find a way to go into the future and see this, and you're in 2021 right now, watching this unfold. Draft him smartly in 2021, because you can. He's a second rounder. But I think he's so good in 2021. In fact, I know, because we've already seen it happen, right? We're in 2022. We're in the time machine. This is your wide receiver 1 in fantasy football in 2022. Now, this is where it gets crazy. This is where it gets crazy, because you know you got to keep ranking Davante Adams and Tyreek Hill high, right? I feel like Adams will still be good. So good that I'm gonna put him there. And I feel like Tyreek Hill still has it. I'm gonna put him there. But the shocking part, I think, is who I put number 4 in Ceedee Lamb. I think Lamb is gonna be king in 2021. In fact, I know it, because we're in 2022. I keep forgetting. I've got my tinfoil hat on. Lamb blows up in 2021, and people are like,
how did I not see this coming?
Lamb, top 5. This looks great. These 4 wide receivers are elite. And look at the list we have over here, still to go. How do you not have Diggs and Ridley and DK and AJ Brown? And then my 2 rookie wide receivers, who I think I'm going to put, these are sophomores now, because they already played in 2021 and they blew up. The prediction is that you will be seeing Jamar Chase in a Bengals uniform here in 2022, and Devonta Smith in an Eagles uniform, catching passes from Jalen Hurts, not Carson Wentz. Hurts got banged up in 2021 for a little bit, and Wentz came in and played well, if you didn't remember. But that's in the past. That was 2021. I'm going to go ahead and say that number 5 is going to be Calvin Ridley. Still very young. I think DK Metcalf is right in that mix there, and I think AJ Brown as well. Let's put everybody on top. Just stack them up, because they're all worthy of being 5 or 6 overall. Like, how do I know I'm gonna get a lot of complaints from people. How is Diggs not in your top 5? Like, I'm trying to tell you, I'm squeezing them all in, like squeezing a fantasy football stat line out of a turnip. They're all worthy. They're all our children. And I can't even fit Mike Thomas and DeAndre in this squeezed in, condensed little area. But if I had to choose, if I had to take guys out, and I got it, I love AJ Brown. No one was higher on AJ Brown than I was. Nobody. But he's at the 6th spot for me. Nobody liked DK more than I did on record. Find a YouTube video in 2020 that talked about him breaking out like I did. I love DK. I love AJ Brown. I love Diggs. You know how much I love Devonta Smith. You know how much I love Jamar Chase. But if I had to narrow it down to 5, I'm sorry, I can't do this. Devonta Smith and Ridley are tying for 5. I can't do it. If I had to narrow it down to my top 5.5, you're looking at it. This is my top 5.5 for 2022 the year you're currently watching right now, in this time machine episode where we've jumped to the future and we bypass 2021 entirely, this is how I'd rank them. I'd draft around it the best way I can using ADP and trade values to my advantage, but this is how I would rank the wide receivers. Now I grant you all permission to unload and get upset about your guy right here being barely left off the top 5. Have at it.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show. I'm Smitty.